So you just moved to Germany. Welcome to the land of beer, sausages, and rules. Lots of rules. Let me tell you something. Being a foreigner in Germany is not as soft as freshly baked agege bread. Now, speaking of agege bread, let me tell you, if you feel like you are missing, that yumminess of agege bread, you're in Germany and you really feel like eating agege bread, let me plug you in. Just go to Aldi, Reve, or Edeka and find this bread. I tell you, heat it up in the microwave on low heat for about 30 seconds and you are good to go. Try it out and thank me later. But this video is not about bread, so let's get to the video. Today, we are going to be talking about the everyday struggles of a foreigner that Germans might never understand. Let's start off with the one struggle that binds us all together, no matter what part of the world you come from. Well, except you're from the EU or Ireland, then this doesn't affect you. And that is Ausländerbehörde. In fact, once you mention the name as a foreigner, you are already stressed. It feels like these guys are just, trained specifically to make your life unbearable. This is not to say that every single one of them behave this way, but a large majority, that's just the way it is. This is the reality that we have when it comes to Ausländerbehörde. So when you're going there, you need to prepare for war. You need to be ready because just one interaction can ruin your day. And I mean, it can ruin your stay in Germany. So be ready. This is one thing that Germans will never understand, because when we are fussing about the whole struggle with Ausländerbehörde, I have some German friends who are like, why? What's this? What's all the fuss about? I'm like, you have no idea. You have no idea. These guys, they can be rude, mean, and cruel. But you can be very lucky and you can meet very nice people. To be honest, in Hamburg so far, where we live right now, we have met really fantastic people at the Ausländerbehörde. I've personally not have had issues with them yet, but in other offices, in other cities, it has been a struggle. The Ausländerbehörde that I experienced in Wuppertal, for example, oh my God. Oh my God. The story, it touches everybody. It touches every foreigner, no matter who you are. It touches you. No matter how great your experience is in Germany, you see that Ausländerbehörde office, you will experience something not so nice at some point. You will meet very good people at some point, if you're lucky. But you see, meeting the people that will ruin your day, you'll meet them too. You'll meet them at some point. Oh my God. Anyway, moving on. Now, one of the things we don't talk about enough is how your self-confidence as a foreigner can take a big hit when you find yourself in certain spaces, as a foreigner, especially when you struggle with the language. You question your abilities, you question, your ideas, you question even your experience sometimes. But I'm here to tell you, you're enough. You belong in that room. What you know is more than even what you think you know. Sometimes you might be much more informed than you believe that you do. So speak up, share your thoughts, share your ideas. Don't let that feeling of intimidation. Sometimes some people feel like, oh, I don't have that feeling. It's a lie. It's not true. Well, let me not say it's a lie. I cannot say this for everyone, but most often than not, a lot of us foreigners experience this hit to our confidence that makes you feel like, am I sure? Am I sure of what I'm doing? Am I sure of what I'm, bringing to the table? Am I sure of who I am, what I know, my experiences, what I have defended so far, But you are, you're good enough. That's why you're even here in the first place. That's why you're in this room that you are in the first place. You deserve to be in that space. Occupy it. Occupy it, and make yourself known. Shine your bright very light. Shine your light very bright. Okay, moving on. Next is learning the language. Now, if you are planning to move to Germany, learning German is a must. I mean, if you are going to grow, if you are going to break certain ceilings, if you are going to, there's a limit to how much English can take you if you're leaving or if you plan to stay here in Germany, especially if you're working in corporate Germany. You have to learn the language, even to live, even to survive, even to have great interactions, to enjoy the culture, to do everything. You need to learn the language. So learning this language, this is the struggle that Germans will never understand. Not just learning any German, speaking the real German, the one that comes with a lot of tongue twisters. The German where you have to understand the proper article of der, die, das, and the different use of bitte. Let's not even talk about the the umlauts. Yeah, if you put it wrongly, the words can mean something completely different, and you can just find yourself, where the if they carry you go where you don't know. This language is not easy. It's super hard. I think it's a very difficult language. So many people do agree with this, even though, of course, we have to tell us, we don't tell ourselves all the time, it's a difficult language, I can't learn it, blah, 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 blah. You have to encourage yourself to say you can learn it. But it still doesn't take away the fact that this is one struggle that Germans will never understand. You don't know how blessed you are as a German that you don't have to learn this language, that sometimes have no clear rules. Every day is a new thing. The thing they tell you yesterday is not the thing that they'll tell you today. Every day is a new thing. It's a crazy, crazy thing to learn. But I guess learning a new language for most people are going to be this, so whether it's German or English or French or whatever. Probably, I guess. But I think that this struggle is one struggle that a lot of foreigners can really, really, relate with. Except for those people that are not normal people that just come and 6 months, they have learned up to C1. Those ones, they're not normal people. I don't count them. I don't count those people. They're not normal. But anyway, it is what it is. Okay, now if there is one thing you must know about Germany, it's that punctuality is a lifestyle. I mean, Germans be like, be 5 minutes early or don't bother. That is German punctuality for you. Like, you live by it or you die by the stares that you receive for coming late, or better yet, you forfeit your appointment. Punctuality is super, super key. It's a great thing, yes, even though it's a big deal here, but I think everyone should learn to be punctual, whether you are in Germany or not. But the Deutsche Bahn, they don't understand this logic. They do not operate by this rule, because sometimes you're like, okay, this is what the schedule says, I'm on time, and then you get there only to find out that the bus, or rather, sorry, not bus, the train, most buses are on time. It's usually the trains. You get there and find out that the train has gone, like probably 5 minutes ago or something. You're like, what is this? Other days you come super early and then you find out that the train, der Zug ist verspätung. It is late. Like, sometimes you wonder, what are we doing? Can we choose a battle? Are we punctual or we're not punctual? What are we doing? What are we doing? So, while punctuality is a big deal here in Germany, Deutsche Bahn, they say my hand no day. I don't know what you are talking about. I do what I like, when I like, how I like it. I don't care. But yeah, it is what it is. Next is grocery shopping. Sounds simple, Abby? No, because grocery shopping in this country is like a competitive sport. I'm telling you. You see all these videos you see on TikTok or Instagram or whatever with, yes, it's a bit exaggerated, yeah, but that is the reality. Like, the cashier point is a serious sport. Like, you have to be ready, and if you're not fast enough, like catching up quick, the other guys in the queue looking at you like, what are you doing? Like the stare you're gonna get, deadly stares. Like, why are you wasting our time? Like, can you hurry up? And don't even get me started on the fact that you have to pack up your stuff yourself. I talked about this one time in a video, and some people were on the comment section. They were like, "Why can't you pack your stuff for yourself?" Blah 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 blah. Yes, I know that that's the lifestyle here in Germany. You pack your stuff yourself, but most of us coming from where we come from, it's not the norm. Most often than not, when you buy stuff, it is packed and given to you already packed. So before anyone comes to the comment section to attack me and say, "Why are you not packing your things?" Well, we're just making observation. It's just a simple observation. Plus the fact that you have to come with your own bags. So although I do support this, I agree with the fact that you should come with your own bag so we don't having to, a lot of waste, plastic bags and stuff like that. So you have to come with your own bag. Else you probably need to buy a new bag, and it always pisses me off anytime I realize and be midway through my day that, oh, I need to get something at the store before going home, and I don't have a bag with me. I'm like, oh God. So I have to buy a bag when I have like tens of bags in the house. Very annoying. But I think it's a good thing. So this part I really love. I like it. Anyway, I'm back to more serious concerns. And that is the struggle with making adult friends abroad. I mean, making adult friends just regularly, even in your home country, is already a very difficult thing. But you see, it's a different level when you have to make adult friends abroad. Oh my God. Whether it's with the locals, whether it's with other internationals, or within your own community, it's a big, big struggle. Now, I can even make excuses for the locals because when you come to Germany as an adult, most of the people within your age bracket already have their friends. They've already built their own, they already have their friend circles with whom they've been friends with for years. So it's like, you are the outsider when you're coming in here. It's a difficult thing to navigate. It's a struggle that some people will never understand. Well, maybe they do. Never in this case might be a strong word, but it's a difficult thing to make adult friendships abroad as a foreigner, even within your community. And one of the mistakes that we make within our community, especially, is assuming that everyone from my country, oh, I should be friends with everyone from my country. No, that's not the case. You can't be friends just because let's say, for example, I meet someone, the person is Nigerian. That is not a criteria for being friends. That's not the reason why we should be friends. There are certain people that will never be friends. If I was in Nigeria, for example, we're never going to be friends because probably our paths would never cross because we don't run in the same kind of circles, or just for whatever random result, they're not my kind of people. The personalities don't match with mine, or so many things. But then we move abroad, and sometimes we want to jump jump that aspect of friendship making, if that's a way to put it, where you look at this person, how this person is as a person, what the values that you guys agree on or disagree on, or if you even connect at all, if it makes sense. So most often than not, people just become friends simply because you're from the same place, and then you get disappointed at some point. So it's a difficult struggle. Honestly, I can't even put words to it in a clear way that makes a lot of sense. But I believe that you understand what I'm saying. I believe you get the point. You get it. But all in all, I would say that the solution, I think, would be to be patient. Be patient with whether it's with the locals. Give them some time. You're also a new experience to them, just the same way they're a new experience to you. So give them some time. The locals, the other internationals, time to understand one another, time to get a grasp of the cultural differences that we relate from, or that we how we see life differently. Just time for all of these things to develop naturally. And then when you're looking at your own people from your own community, also time. Give it time to really filter the people that you interact with, and not just to jump at the very first friendship that presents itself. All in all, be open. Go out, interact with people, and create opportunities to even make that friendship. It's not easy, man. It's not easy because especially as adults, we don't have patience for BS the same way we used to have patience for it when we were much younger. Before we can make a lot of excuses for our friends and for people that we meet and all. But now we are older. We don't have time for it. We don't have the patience for such kind. I've spent so much time on this friendship thing, but that's to tell you how much of a big deal this is. Like at some point in my life, living abroad, I really made it a prayer point to say, God, please, I need you to bring good friends my way. Friends that that I can be friends with as well, because I also understand not everyone is going to be my friend, and I'm not going to be friends with everyone. Not everyone is going to be my friend as well. We'll be friendly, of course, be nice and cordial with everyone. But I really did at some point had it as a prayer point. Please direct me to good friends, to let me not just call them, let me not just say good friends. Direct me to friends, that align with me, with the way I think, with the way I look at life, with the way I see things, and things like that. You might want to try it as well, make it a prayer point because it's a serious thing, it's a serious business. Moving on, I've spent too much time here. Moving on to the real battle, and that's the battle of bureaucracy. You see, Germans, they love paperwork. I'm talking about stacks of paperwork, forms for your forms, triplicates of those forms. Bureaucracy and Germany can be interchanged. They can be interchanged. They are one and the same, And this is something that we struggle with a lot as foreigners. I believe that Germans are already very used to this because this is all they've known their whole life. But for most of us who don't have this as a standard where we come from, it is a big struggle, to have boxes and boxes of correspondences and letters and everything in paper form. But to be fair, the fact that I know that the government is going to send paperwork correspondence to me has saved me a couple of times from scams, because some persons have called me with crazy stories of stories are long. I received a call one time from a group of scammers claiming to be the German police from Köln and Cologne. Let me just say the one that's easy. Cologne. They claimed to be from Cologne, and then my account was linked to some drug thing and some just some crazy activities, and that they needed to be sure. Blah. Long story short, initially I was like, "Oh my god!" What when you're foreigner somewhere, like you don't want to have any issues with the police. Like you're like, I've been living in this country peacefully without any issues. Why is the police contacting me? Like these guys. I even asked for their badge number, for their name. I was like, because we're like 2 or 3 people I even spoke to. Like they were together. They were like, okay, I'm transferring it to my boss. Oh, these people. But at some point it clicked in my head. I was like, wait a damn minute. Why am I receiving this information via phone? I'm supposed to be receiving it by post. So I told them, send it to me by post. Because they're just saying all kinds of things. At some point, they're asking me about my account details and blah, 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 blah. Long story. At some point, I was like, send this whole information by post to me because that's what it's supposed to be. And they were like, oh, we're going to have to shut down the account. I was like, shut it down. Please go ahead and shut the account down if you can. Send whatever you can. And that policeman that will be coming should please make sure that he comes with his identification. It was like they will send someone to my house the next day, blah, 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 blah. Long story. I don't know why I'm even giving this story in a very detailed way, but it was so long ago, like I've even forgotten a lot of the details. But long story short, I remembered that there will be paper trail normally, and there was none in this case. That is not normal. And that was how that just ended the whole conversation, and that was it. So I think sometimes it could be a good thing, or like in this particular case, I was able to remember that this is not the way it's done in Germany. And paper trail in this case has saved me from scammers So I think it's a good thing. Yeah. The next struggle is a struggle for hairdressers. Oh Lord. This one is really more particular to those of us with Afro hair, or more specifically, those of us from Africa that are used to making our hair at a price that does not cost you your kidneys. You know, you know, you come here and then you find that the competition for, the number of hairdressers available to make your hair, not so much. It's the market is very, very unsaturated, so they can afford to charge you whatever they like. You don't have a choice. It's like, what can you do anyway? You get, and then you're stuck with whatever you get. Sometimes you don't even get good quality hair made for you. Like, I remember the first hair I made in Germany. I was so unhappy with that hair because I was like, if this was back home, like, options, there are options. If someone makes my hair is not nice, I go somewhere else. A lot of options, and there's this competitiveness to competitiveness. Is that a word? Anyway, the competitive nature of the business makes it such that you want to deliver a very good job. You want to deliver a good job at a good price, at a reasonably placed price, at a decent price. Why is my English today stressing me out? Oh my God. But you get the point. And that's why I envy those who are able to make their hair themselves. Like, that's the real superpower. That's the flex. That's the main deal. I envy you guys so much. I really wish I could do my hair myself. I attempted to do it once, but it wasn't working. I was like, no, we're not doing this. Let's just go to the salon and try to make the hair anyway. I try anyway to stretch my hair myself as much as possible. I try to retouch my hair as much as possible by myself, stretch by myself as much as I can. And then when I can't, I go to, like, this particular stretch now. I went to the salon to do it because I was just feeling super, super lazy to do this. But other than that, I try to do as much as I can myself. And then when I want to make my proper braids, I then go to the salon. But this is one struggle that so many people will never understand. Next is the pressure to support your family back home, aka black tax. I mean, this is one subject that always comes with, emotions, and Germans will never understand it. So when you're not able to, do as much spending as they can, it's okay. Don't feel uncomfortable. Your journey and their journey is not the same thing. You might not understand what you're talking about when you're saying you need to save some money, you need to do this, you need to send money to your parents, you need to send money to your brother or sister or cousin or auntie or uncle or whatever. You might not understand it. But anyway, I made a video on this, on the topic of black tax and how to navigate it such that you don't go insane. I made a video on that, so you can check that out. At the end of the day, living in Germany as a foreigner is an experience. It can be challenging, of course, yes, but when you think about it, sometimes it can be hilarious. I mean, when it comes to whether it's mastering the language or navigating the stores or, the cashier point or, finding a way to make your hair, struggling making your hair yourself, a lot of all these things can be hilarious, funny, but also exciting, and also a great opportunity for growth as a person as well. So in all of this, just remember that you are not alone. Until I see you next time, do have a fantastic, fantastic day. Bye.